There's something special about booting up a Risk of Rain 2 run. At least to me, there is. I don't know if it's the aesthetic, the music, chilling with friends, or the gameplay loop of get in, buy some items, and die. But for whatever the reason, clicking that play button always holds some weight for me. Going back to my list of positives, I don't use that last part lightly. You will die and die and die and die, and you'll love it. I loved it. But you see, there was a bit of an issue. While I cleared the first 2 difficulties with ease, on Monsoon, the hardest difficulty, I couldn't seem to overcome my curse of failing. No matter the build, the character, the map, I could never break that barrier. Normally, that would be okay. Nobody needs to complete the game. It's just an achievement to have marked off. Is how I would normally think if I didn't have these locked skins for every character staring at me in the face. I had basically none of them. Something about this just rubbed me the wrong way and fueled this burning desire within me to someday get them all. But I never did. And after stalling for what felt like years, logging on for the 100th or so time, I finally put my foot down and said, no. No more will I have these things locked behind a simple achievement. On that day, I vowed on my stream that I would not falter until I have completed Monsoon difficulty on every Risk of Rain 2 survivor. As of the initial script writing, only Survivors of the Void is out and no other DLC is announced. But I have a feeling they're going to do more and then the video would be outdated. So I'm making the executive decision to just do the base game. Wow, would you look at that? In fact, it's out now. This video took so long to finish, they teased the DLC, revealed it, and released it. As stated in the intro, I'll be beating the game on Monsoon difficulty for each character, and I'm sticking with that. But what I did was slightly more complicated to explain than just that, so bear with me for a bit. There's this extra game mode called Eclipses, where it puts the game on Monsoon difficulty but adds some modifiers. As I beat the previous Eclipse, more would be added until I reach 8, and a survivor would be fully completed. Originally, this is what I had planned, complete Eclipse 8 on all characters. But as I started doing things, I realized it would have taken super long, much longer than I would have liked. So, at the top you're gonna see a different symbol, but don't worry, it's Monsoon difficulty. Now that's out of the way, we can start it up. These are all the characters that I'll be playing. These are part of the DLC and do not count. I'll be choosing everyone based on a random number generator, and first up is Rex. I think this is the universe speaking to me, because this is the only character whose skin I've unlocked. He's one of my favorite characters, and for that reason is why I picked him when playing with others, which is how I beat the game for the only time. This is going to be my first experience actually doing it solo though. Part of me was worried that he would appear too late and it would be sort of an anticlimactic end, but here he is. All of his abilities are about sacrificing health, immobilizing and weakening enemies, and lifestealing. There's not much to explain with this game, so let's jump right in. As we pop out of the capsule, we have one goal: kill whatever we see on screen. By killing enemies, we stack up money, which we use on items that we can find across the map. Most often, it'll be these chests that contain either a common, uncommon, or legendary item. There are so many items for me to cover, so I will not mention them all unless they end up becoming important. Other things we can use our money on are large chests. Only uncommon and legendary items can be found here. Turrets, drones, many different types, terminals, and my favorite, gambling. These last two can contain equipment items which act as another ability. There's a different type of currency called lunar coins, which I have accumulated through my many hours of playing this game. This allows us to enter the lunar bazaar and buy lunar items. The problem is that a lot of these items are downright broken and basically gives us the same build no matter what. In my opinion, this ruins the entire point of the challenge, beating the game with each character, as it will devolve into me doing the same thing every time. So I am making the call. Lunar items are banned. Newt, you are getting none of my money. Tangent aside, whenever we are ready, at any point, we can activate this teleporter. This summons the boss for this area. Different maps have different bosses that can spawn, but that's not important. We have to kill the boss of that stage and stay within the zone to charge up the teleporter. Once both of these objectives are complete, we can move on to stage 2. Each stage has 2 different maps that can appear, except for stage 4. This proves to be annoying, but I'll save that rant for later. The penultimate stage is stage 5, which is always the same one. Here's where I choose to either loop infinitely or enter the final stage, which I think you can guess which one I enter. In here, we need to complete 4 pillars by charging each one of them to 100%. Coincidentally, there are 4 types: pillars of mass, the normal types, which takes the slowest to charge but has no special effects; pillars of design, which will constantly send shockwaves that push you out of the zone; pillars of blood, which are the fastest to charge but sap your HP; and pillars of soul that make you stay inside while the zone constantly closes in. If you leave, the percent starts going backwards. There are varying amounts of the types of pillars that spawn each run, and as for the ones we want, we'll get into that eventually. And after all the pillars are done, you run to the nearest jump pad and you get taken to Mithrix, the final boss. There are 4 phases here, and he gets a lot of moves. Other than the obvious, he will run at you and swing his hammer, he can TP if close enough, send some tiny missiles that do substantial damage, jump into the air, slam down, and send a shockwave out. All of these abilities chunk, so dodging is key, as some slight missteps will be the end. In phase 2, he disappears, and instead, some lunar chimeras spawn in, the enemies that can be found throughout stage 6. Once they're taken care of, we are in phase 3, an upgraded version of first phase. And he basically does the same thing, except when he swings his hammer, these pillars of energy appears and mini shockwaves fan out from the point of impact. Plus, the dreaded pizza attack gets added. It really needs no explanation, just dodge or die. Finally, the last phase is the most interesting. He steals all your items, gaining all their effects, and limps across the stage, occasionally sending missiles out at you. As you damage him, you slowly regain your stolen items, but he starts sending out these energy orbs that will damage you if hit. In this phase, having a good run could actually screw you, as good items may mean you get 100 to 0 by something, him having an infinite amount of HP that regens, or many other ways you can be screwed over. Assuming you get through all of that, Mithrix would have been beaten. All that's left to do is sprint through the portal, run to the ship, charge it up, and leave the planet. Risk of Rain 2 is now beaten on Monsoon difficulty for Rex. And completing it on Rex seemed very simple. In fact, at this point, I was still planning to do all the eclipses for every character if it took this short for just one survivor. But that one survivor will turn out to be the Outlier. And Commando, the next person I rolled, would really show me the pain that I had been missing out on. Commando is the most basic of basic characters, making him, at this time, one of my least favorite characters to play. I don't know, I just never really found the I shoot, I kill playstyle unique enough to pique my interest. I should mention now that each survivor has their own loadouts you can change around, but I will be highlighting the ones that I'm using. His primary fire alternates between the right and left shots. His alternate fire shoots a beam that does increasing damage based on enemies it has passed through. His utility is a slide which he can shoot during, and the ultimate is a rapid fire that stuns enemies. In simpler terms, I shoot, I kill. He was a stark contrast to Rex. Well, actually, every character was. You see, with Rex, his entire playstyle is that he is super tanky and has a lot of lifesteal, meaning I could not only face tank enemies really easily, but any damage I take would be regained quickly, negating one of the main downsides of Monsoon difficulty, decreased health regen. Commando didn't have any of that. I would not be very good at dealing with enemies while avoiding a lot of the attacks that came my way. This led to a lot of early deaths close to the beginning. The main issue I had was with Commando's damage output. I knew it got really good later on, but early game just felt abysmal, leading to enemy buildup which I couldn't clear, taking more damage, and then you get the idea. That first day playing with him, I made literally zero progress. It was clear to me that I could not find anything wrong with my own gameplay, so I had to have other people tell me what I should be doing. Looking at the most reliable sources of information, Reddit posts, and YouTube videos, I came back with 2 key pieces of information, which will probably seem super clear to you, but to me it was revolutionary, okay? 1. Focus on clearing stages quickly, over looting everything. I never explained difficulty scaling before, so I'll do it now. At the top right, the slider constantly ticks up with increasing difficulty levels. After some time, it'll reach the infinitely looping Haas. But while it looks like it remains the same, there's some math going on in the background that still increases the difficulty. While looting does help you get stronger, the extra time spent finding items usually is not worth it, as the game will scale faster than the extra items provide. Sometimes they can be completely useless as well. Generally, the golden rule is leaving stages at the 5-minute mark. The second piece of information is for during the teleporter event. Because it only charges up when I'm in the zone, I really tried to stay within the area, but upon looking back at my deaths, most of them were caused by me trying my best to stand there and make sure I'm squeezing every bit of percent possible. But I don't really have to do all that. What I learned is that it's okay to step back if I have to, reposition, deal with whatever wave is in front of me, and then step back inside. As long as I'm sticking to the previous point and being quick enough, I can lose a couple seconds. So yeah, those were the main things, and I improved a bit. While in theory it all made sense, applying those things into practice was slightly harder. It was so easy to accidentally turn my brain off and start looking for chests, or worry about time and stay in the zone. Even after all that, although I made some progress, I still had the problem of damage output. Early game felt impossible to kill everything in a short time. It felt that I hit a barrier. I threw myself at the stages over and over again, some making through, but more often than not, it would be a failure. I had to push on, but throwing myself at it did not work. And then it hit me. If I can't increase my damage output, I'll just focus on clearing enemies. That probably made no sense to you, so let me break it down. There are many types of enemies in this game, but on the first stage, only a couple types can spawn. Beetles, stone golems, lemurians, and wisps. Depending on the boss, others can spawn, but we're not counting those. Before, I would just deal with whatever came my way, focusing what was directly in front of me. But now, I tried to change my target prioritization. Enemies like wisps and lemurians have a ranged attack, so they could attack me from afar. However, they have lower HP pools, meaning it is very easy to clear them. The wisps are even flying, making them the highest priority. Now, compare that with stone golems, which have a ranged attack but are more deadly in melee because their laser is predictable. Their HP pools are generally on the higher end as well, making them lower on the priority list. And finally, beetles are only melee with similarly small HP pools to the lemurians, making them the lowest threat. I can deal with them if I have to. Once I established this, the early game became much easier as I was less likely to be swarmed. Once the boss arrived, I had a lot less to deal with, making the first stage more consistent. And with that, I had all the pieces I needed to try and get better at this. All that was left to do was actually put it together. Speed looting, playing safe, and target prioritization. But you may recall that I stated, it's much easier said than done. At this point, I'd become way more consistent. Levels 1 to 4 were almost guaranteed completions. Stage 5, on the other hand, became a super steep slope for me to push past. Something about this stage always got me. Either those brass contraptions throwing those spiked balls and one-shotting me, or the parents TPing onto me and one-shotting me, or the grandparent growing the literal sun and slowly one-shotting me. There's a lot of ways I can get murderized. I still had not gotten down the 5-minute rule yet, so that was also playing a part in having difficult to kill enemies. The larger map size in comparison to others also screwed with me because it made finding the teleporter that much harder. I later learned strategies to locate it, but at this point I was completely in the dark. There were so many times I had phenomenal runs that I just couldn't finish. Whether it be tri-tips for an insane amount of bleed, 100% crit chance with loads of attack speed, or just a ton of legendaries. Nothing I had could allow me to reach the end. I knew it was just a lack of practice, and only once early on I was able to make it to Mithrix, but even there I was unable to close it off. One thing that was a beacon of hope, if you could even call it that, was that I had played so much Commando at this point, I had noticed a pattern. The only way to win would be if I got ridiculously lucky. I mean, those were the ones that actually had potential to win. I just couldn't close it off otherwise. My skill at this game was not nearly high enough to where I could consistently play well. Until I had another one of those, it was just a waiting room of getting on, playing, and hoping for the best drops. But who knows how long that was gonna take. I don't think I'm due for a while. Get these beetles, dodge the beetle guards, try and dodge these things it's spitting at me. I don't really know what it is. There we go. It's okay. I need this healing drone to start healing me now. Please. It's like the only reason I might be able to survive. Okay, it didn't even do a suck move, so I'll gladly take that. I think I'm just gonna leave. I did make it before 10 minutes, so if I could find that chest, it would be nice, but I don't really care about it too much. And it did actually happen to be here, so here we go. I'll definitely take that. It's gonna increase in difficulty a bit once I start, but it's fine. Oh, it's Magma Worm. I mean, that's also something, you know, I'm thinking, like, maybe it's just Commando, but I don't know. Chance on hit. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought it was like, you know, meter sprinting. I think that's another item. This is pretty good. This actually, I think, counts for my, like, wave clear. I'm just gonna go to the next stage then. Alright, I need crit glasses. Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna say, I need crit glasses because I have a lot of things that work off of crit. And wouldn't you know it, I now get crit. I now just need a scrapper and I'll be good. But the main thing is the 2 predatory instincts and the harvester's scythe. No scrapper from what I can see. Yeah, so I might have to go just do it. I'm hoping that my syringes don't get taken and my tri-tip dagger. Okay, repulsion armor plate, I'm fine with that. I took the tri-tip. Backup mag, okay. I still have a second backup mag, so that's fine. Okay, took a syringe. I don't think I'm gonna go anymore. I think 80% crit, that's okay. Oh, I am not doing as much damage as I would like to this thing. I mean, it's good, it's fine. It's fine. I feel I should be doing more, though. Okay, never mind. I actually did pretty good damage to this. And what do we get? Frost Relic. Not what I'm really looking for, but... I mean, legendary is a legendary. Okay. Let's start. Souls control units? I think this will be okay. Oh, I didn't need to use my equipment there. I have another guillotine, so elites on the moon I think will be pretty fine. Not that much attack speed, but... yeah, I think we could go for it. Is the grandparent? No, that's another magma worm. I think this Frost Relic is putting in a lot of work. Holy. Yeah, that's 3. I genuinely was not expecting this run to make it this far. This one's an elite, so I have to be very careful with how I deal with this and I don't get one shot. I think the stun grenade is actually... I think it's helped a lot there in that fight, like in just killing it. Because these things do get stunned, right? I think they are getting stunned, but it seems like they get stunned for like less time. I just have to make sure I'm healing as much as I can, and like my crits from the Harvester's Scythe... oh, I'm not losing any HP. Wait, I'm actually not losing any HP. Oh, there seems to be a red item over there, so if it seems to be better than what I have, oh, that might be good. What do I replace, though? I'm gonna do it. Oh, so it took some good item. It actually took a lot of good items, but I think the extra life is very worth. Okay, and last pillar to go. It's just normal one. I can't remember. Okay, let's go. I think that's the easiest I've ever done the pillars. All right, here we go with Mithrix. The Chrono Bauble is showing how good it is against Mithrix by just slowing him down like a lot. Okay, there we go. I think the flying enemies are the main thing to focus first. Somerang does so much damage if I'm like up close. Okay, here we go. Deal with this as best I can. The Frost Relic should deal with the like roly-polies a good bit. Oh my gosh. I just bursted everything there. I don't know what happened. Okay, so now I have to be watching out for when he does the spin attack. It's gonna come very soon. Yeah, there it is. Okay. And there we are. Okay. First one survives. Yeah, look at these healing drones put in work. I don't like the position I'm in currently. I'm gonna have to slide out through here. Okay, there he goes into the air. So I have to watch out for the spin attack once again. I think what he's gonna do is... Oh, no. He's gonna, like, charge at me and do like 2 hit... Yeah, okay. There we go. I just need to keep shooting him now. I'm gonna get hit here? No, I didn't get hit. Okay. Fine for now. Once again, I get stuck behind that thing. I'm gonna save my Somerang for 4th phase if I get there. Which I should be fine since I have the 2nd life. I would like to kill him before... Oh, well. Alright, well, I didn't expect that. Thank you, 2nd life, for existing. He's gonna go up into the air. I think it's definitely possible. There we go. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna wait until I could start damaging him again. Okay. Okay, Somerang did a bunch of damage over there. I'm gonna try and play a bit safe now. Mithrix done. Okay, let's go. Now I just need to survive. Moon detonation imminent. I just need to make it inside the ship because then the void, or like just everything can't reach me. Or just walk up to me. They can still shoot at me, but they can't walk up to me. Let's go! It's over. I've beaten Commando. That's crazy. I don't know what I was smoking when I originally wrote this section. I put, and I quote, "This was a completely ordinary run, and I don't know the magic thing that made me win." Really? You don't know what made you win? Well, past me, let me break it down for you. It seems that I managed to obtain multiple predatory instincts and soldier syringes, increasing my attack speed. I got leeching seed and a few harvester scythes, both which give me lifesteal. I got ATG missiles and a boss item that only drops sometimes from the magma worm that has a chance of doing something on hit, which on Commando, who's a rapid fire character with increased attack speed, is probably pretty good. Or what about me relying on crit chance and on stage 4, finding a crit glasses printer, which, since crit scales linearly, means that I had an 80% crit chance plus the 5% crit that my other 2 items give for a total of 90% by the end of the run. Maybe I should have gotten the last glasses for 100%, but hindsight. And to top it all off, I somehow managed to find the legendary item in this pool, which any legendary item could have spawned in. That gives me a second life. Yeah, I lost a few good items, but I was already so far ahead, it didn't even matter. This is still not counting all the other stuff. So yes, I think I do understand the secret sauce to my win. But it still didn't help that my celebration and triumph would soon be short-lived, as the next pull of the random number generator would screw me just the same. Engineer. Engineer is probably the exact opposite to Commando in every way imaginable. Here's the deal with him. You don't have much to do. He can throw out a volley of grenades that, when held, increase the amount launched. He has mines, a shield, but his most important ability is his ultimate. He can place down up to 2 turrets. Depending on the type, they can move or are stationary, but I'll be using the stationary ones. Not only because it has greater range than the moving ones, but it utilizes one of the worst items in the game on most characters, and instead makes it incredibly useful. The way Bustling Fungus works is that after standing still for a few seconds, a healing zone appears that will heal over time. For most characters, this is almost completely useless. It has its cases, of course, but in a chaotic game like Risk of Rain, standing still, especially for that long, is usually a death sentence. Now, however, take something that's meant to be standing still, give it that item, and now there's something special. This gives the turrets more survivability, they can draw aggro for so much longer, and cannot get poked down as easily. Now, if I place 2 turrets and stand here myself, I get a mega healing zone. This may be helpful when fighting the boss. I need to use both my turrets, and even losing one can make life much harder. And having 2 things that copy all my items and autonomously attack enemies are great. Hearing this kid, you're probably imagining how bad I would have to be to fail with this, but the actual fighting isn't the difficult area with Engineer. Remember how before I mentioned that we want to be clearing levels fast while looting as many chests as possible? This is how it will work with Commando. Bam, bam, bam! Now, let's watch Engineer go about this. Engineer has no mobility, making speed looting not very speedy. Quickly, I figured out that early on, I could change the way I loot. Engineer is unique because most of his damage does not come from himself. Most other characters, I would probably be moving, stop to clear, and continue. But for Engineer, I didn't have to. I could place a turret after spawning, start looking for chests, and continually repeat this process. The turret would be able to farm up some gold for me as long as it did not focus the stone golems. When it came time for the boss, I have to place down both turrets nearby and really hope that I had the damage output to clear out anything. And I had to really hope that this didn't happen. Or this, or basically anything that could wipe out both turrets. Sometimes I would be able to place them spread out and it would be fine, but I liked placing them near each other as they had a higher potential to focus the same enemy, killing it faster. I liked it even better if I had fungus, as this would be an even greater chance of surviving. This did lead it more susceptible to AoE, so it was a case-by-case scenario and I had to evaluate everything. If it was too crowded or terrain was bad, I would separate them, but often they were together. Aww. Engineer isn't hard. Positioning and time management was. All this I explained, though, was specific to the first level, maybe second? As getting to the later levels, I can't leave my turrets alone as they will guaranteed die. And they were most definitely not going to solo any monsters at this point. This is why those early levels are even more crucial. If I get to a point where I'm too underpowered, where the levels has scaled out of my reach, it becomes impossible. As the way Engineer is designed, I can't play better. It's a delicate balancing act that I need to maintain to go far. In addition, later enemies become so much harder to deal with. Beetle guards and their pack tactics, slamming all at once, hermit crabs and their massive damaging artillery strikes from afar, sometimes spawning bosses as regular enemies, and so many more. But the bane of my existence, these mini mushrooms. I don't know how to deal with them as Engineer. Yes, present tense, I don't know how to deal with them as Engineer. Now, class, what have we covered numerous times in this lesson? Turrets deal damage. Good! And what turrets have we been using? Oh, I know! The stationary one! Correct! Now, let's put what we've learned and look at the attack. So, first it launches an orb similar to the hermit crabs, but this one leaves the danger zone, and in it, the best way is if I can deal with them myself, but that's much harder than you expect, because if they get slightly low, they just bury themselves in the ground and heal up to full HP. And with my low damage output when it's just me, and most of the times they will have dealt with my turrets, makes it pretty hard to clear. This is still discounting the skill having no cooldown and that they usually spawn in waves. But let's assume I get through all of that. Here is possibly the most difficult hurdle for Engineer. Stage 6. Not Mithrix, getting there. I didn't really talk much about this during Commando section because it wasn't all that important. But for this guy, he makes this level a nightmare. On this stage, there are only 3 types of enemies. The Chimeras. You have land ones, flying ones, and these small ones. Not many enemies spawn here, but they are all super beefy. The only ones you need to care about are these darn roly-polies. These little guys are forced to get into close range and shoot at these tiny beams. But that's not the main issue. When they die, they... Oh no. Oh no. When you think you escape them, they appear like your worst nightmare. But they aren't the only issue. Engineer, if you don't have any mobility items, makes this level so hard because you have to parkour manually across everything. And then you take the pillars and most of them are fine. Blood you can heal up depending on your items. Mass and design are alright, but soul? Remember how I said earlier I would mention the one I liked the least? Well, here you go. Pillars of Soul. It closes in slowly over time, and if I leave, it then regresses. And remember, they have these things that die and leave a damaging zone. And I can't stay in here. And it one-shots my turrets, and it kills me, and I hate my life. Or I could leave, watch it regress slowly, and never fully complete it, and still hate my life. But, like always, there is a way around it. To understand that, we need to understand why we are activating the pillars in the first place. If you don't know Risk of Rain 2, you may think that it's to activate the boss. But no, it's just to activate the jump pad, meaning we can enter Mithrix whenever. We just need to clear all of this. But I just said numerous times that Engineer has no mobility. How am I making it up there when this is what I have to work with? It's a simple solution with equipment. Not only do they have a bunch of actives that deal damage or heal, some have to do with mobility. If it's a volcanic egg, milky chrysalis, eccentric vase, or most other mobility items, it's possible. Some are obviously easier than others, but the Risk of Rain 2 devs added some footholds for us to sit and refresh their cooldowns, no matter how long it took. Once we're up here, Mithrix is the same. The turrets are a mini-game to play around. How do I stop Mithrix from killing them on repeat, reducing my damage, and thus making the boss take forever, and potentially dying to not being able to dodge enough? How do I do that? I don't know.
Okay, hopefully that fires at something. Oh no, here I go again, into the sky. Oh, I'm gonna take a lot of damage. Oh, that's not what you like to see. And, okay, I'm gonna put my shield down. Hopefully that blocks some stuff. It doesn't block it. Okay, you know what? The more you know. I thought my shield would have blocked the AoE from that, but I didn't. It didn't, so we're learning. Oh, so that's how the ban list started. I should... Oh, wait, my... What? What killed me? What killed me? Oh, no! Of course, these mushrooms are, like, I don't know how like keep my turrets alive with these mushrooms around. It just does not feel possible. Where am I putting this? Okay, I think my turrets and stuff heal enough from this. I just need to stand still here, and no matter what, I'll be fine. Oh, never mind. I couldn't move. Or at least more mobility. Why did I'm just dead. Not really? Ah, okay. What? I didn't know I could die in that. I'm dead. And I died. It's true though, right? What killed me? Huh? Kill me? I mean, unless Mythic, like, it depends how much damage Mythrix is able to do to these turrets over here right now. Oh, yeah, okay, there we go, it one-shot it. He's gonna do his, like, dash attacks, and now he's gonna try and, yeah, exactly. Oh, crap. I think I'm dead. No! Dang. Where is Mythrix at? Rob people? What a funny game. Oh, it does go up the thing. Oh, I still have one of my turrets alive, though. One of them survived, somehow. Oh, there goes one turret. I guess one of the nice things about Mired Urn, though, is that both my turrets aren't dependent on surviving with both funguses. They can kind of just be independent healing. Okay. Alright, first phase is done. And I can, like, kind of have it overlooking in terms of about everything. I'm gonna place my mines down for when Mythrix kind of, like, runs up. Oh, I didn't realize this is going off. Okay, I need to be very careful and to watch when he's doing the spin attack. Okay, there we go. No! Oh my. I am alive somehow. What is keeping me alive? Why do I have so much HP? Okay, I do not like the HP I'm at right now. He's gonna, like, kind of charge at me. And then do his... Yep, there we go. I don't think I'll take damage from this, right? Oh, I'm gonna get hit by that. No, I didn't. Never mind. Okay, he's gonna do the spin attack now, right? Yeah. Okay, let's just go across to the other side. And then go back. Oh, I don't like where this is at. Come on! Please don't jump into the air again, Mythrix. I really would prefer for you not to do that. There we go, okay. So, we just have this fourth phase to do. I need to try and bait him towards the mines. Please just walk over here. I need you to be here, Mythrix. Okay, I'm just gonna place my turrets down. Hopefully it starts focusing Mythrix. There we go, that's at least some damage off. I just need more healing. At least I have Slug, which is helpful because since this boss, he doesn't really actively hit anything. Okay, come on. Mythrix is almost dead. There we go. Moon detonation imminent. Can I please leave? Now, let's make sure I don't die here because it's... Oh, wait. What if I just... That? I should be fine with this, right? Well, I hope so. I'm gonna take, like, B1. Oh! Upper times just probably saved my entire life there. I'm gonna put my mines kind of, like, on the rim of this place. Let's try not to throw right now. Okay! And that is, engineer done. It did take some time. I didn't even think, like, I had no fungus. This is probably the only run I had no fungus. I've only done 3. I've only done Rex, Commando, Engineer, but we'll see, you know, what's to come.
Engineer was rough, but I could finally put him to rest. Our gaze now looks towards the upcoming survivor, and we roll lucky and get Loader, arguably the most broken character for our purposes. She has the highest burst damage, but is also one of the tankiest with her passive shield regeneration by doing damage. It allows her to fly through the early game. She also boasts some of the best mobility, allowing her to literally fly through stages. Her only downside is her lack of AoE, but it doesn't matter if there are hordes of enemies when you murder all the ones you do hit and block the damage from the rest. No details are necessary. I completely rolled on her and beat the level instant.
I am not hidden here. Oh no. I think this might be the end for me. Yeah, I don't think I could get out. Dude, I couldn't hide anywhere, man. It's so sad.
On the second try, leading us to Mercenary, a survivor I expected to be more difficult than he actually was. This guy is what the anime protagonist would be. His main weapon is a sword with a 3-hit attack. The shift is a dash through enemies that also resets when it hits something, and the ultimate targets an enemy and goes invulnerable for a few seconds. You may have noticed that I skipped an ability, and that's because I had a lot of difficulty choosing my secondary. He had either the Cyclone Slash or the Uppercut. I like both of them for different situations and kept swapping between them, but I eventually decided on the Uppercut. I found out I could much easier proc the bands, which turned out to be an important item for Mercenary. To activate them, you need to do a lot of damage in a single instance. Being a DPS-oriented survivor, unlike Loader that had a lot of burst, I found it difficult to activate the bands with the double slash. The Uppercut, having all its damage done at once, made it much more consistent. The main issue I had with him early on was that although he had some ridiculous mobility, he was still a melee survivor, and without any benefit to HP, like Loader. I'm in constant danger of dying because I'm in attack range of all the enemies. His kit allows him to dodge easily, but one wrong move and yeah. When I started, I thought I would spend a lot of time just trying to deal damage, but it's kind of funny. You have to play the most safe on this character compared to the rest. Yes, I was in melee range, and if I had to deal with a few stragglers, the sword was just fine. But if I had no abilities in a dangerous situation, there was no reason to approach. Oh, and there was also one more reason as to why I liked the Uppercut.
Oh yeah, Papu Feather. Holy, what did you just send, Nasu? Oh, I messed up with my abilities. I shouldn't have like spammed it like that. I had to... This uppercut makes it so easy to kind of just scale up. Alright, come on, keep going. What did I get hit by there? This thing is sniping me! I forgot you had your owl emotes. The Gwen Ayaya. These emotes you guys are putting. Can kind of just scale up this way. Yeah, and I should be good to just get up. There we go.
After figuring all that out, Mithrix wasn't too bad, but I will admit that watching me do this fight again, I had a couple mini heart attacks.
There we go. I got it in. And now I can kind of run a bit for now, wait for my band to recharge. If you get what I mean. There we go. That's, yeah. I agree. Okay, let's go down. See if I could time this uppercut properly. There we go, that kill, and I can run out now. Here we go again. Dude, me just pushing this thing isn't really what I want to be seeing right now. And we can hide back up on the pillar. I told you this is what's gonna happen. And you were like, no, it's so much better. It's so... I don't understand. I think this is the last one, right? Yeah, okay, good. Okay, here we go. Okay, use my ult to kind of... Alright, and we're good. Survived the first one, at least. That's a good thing. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna keep using my gnarled wood sprite. Okay, I would like to kill these things, but I need to kind of bait Mithrix over away from these, like, pillars of energy. It should be. There we go. This gnarled wood sprite is actually coming in really helpful. Can I kill it before? Yes. Okay, there we go. Okay. There we go. I got the focus crystals back. There we go. And I got my bands back. Yep, there we go. You could tell the second I got my bands back because I kind of one-shot him. There we go. Okay. Okay, but yeah, that's the end of Mercenary.
And after those two, we get Ben.
Ah, you've seemed to stumble across my bandit gameplay. Well, gameplay. From this montage, it's obvious that I did not beat this quickly. What this does not exhibit is the sheer magnitude at which this character hindered me. He did way more to me than just be a difficult character, but I'm getting ahead of myself. We should take this from the beginning.
Bandit has undoubtedly some of the most unique mechanics within the non-DLC characters. His passive is when he shoots an enemy from behind, he will guaranteed critically strike. He has a shotgun that will reload with each bullet individually, an AoE slice that causes bleed when it hits a target from behind, an invisibility that makes you invisible, and an ultimate that if it gets the last hit, it refreshes your cooldown.
Halt. This is a public service announcement.
Before you go into the comments section,
Mention my loadout.
please wait 5 minutes and then see if your input is necessary.
Now, back to your regularly scheduled video.
And an ultimate that if it gets the last hit, it refreshes your cooldowns. Bandit is different compared to probably every character simply because he has the easiest time dealing with bosses. Most bosses have a clearly defined and larger backside compared to most normal enemies, allowing for easier passive crits. Additionally, stacking bleed is easier and ramps up. But for those reasons is exactly why dealing with smaller enemies can suck. With a shotgun, the damage is spread out, making focusing on specific enemies hard. I can't even focus air enemies with the dagger because I'm hitting the ground. Every time with Bandit, I found first level to be so much easier compared to the other levels, and that's mainly because of the ultimate being able to one-shot flying enemies, which resets my ultimate and kills the next enemy and so on. But after that, every enemy had high enough stats to brush off my damage, and the flying enemies, which were the easiest initially, became the hardest. Although this was my only issue, or it's the only issue up until the moon. Here, enemies have even more HP, but that's not my main concern anymore. Mithrix is. It is borderline impossible to get behind him with his 50 million dashes, cutting a good chunk of my damage. A lot of times I would run in circles, try to get some back shots, but he never allowed me, and I would usually walk into my demise.
How do you feel about the items? Solace control unit. Okay, this should be fine to deal with, I think. As long as I don't kind of kill myself here. Which is definitely possible that happens. Since, yeah, I kind of put myself stuck there. Okay, I need to kind of just chill here for a bit. I can group up all the enemies there. That could be pretty good. Oh, never mind, I just died. It is so hard to kill that boss on bandits. Okay. Let's kind of just do my burst over there. Is there anything to reset off of? No? Oh no, I'm dead. Oh, I got stuck in that area. I knew it was gonna do that attack, but I just got stuck and I couldn't get out. So the only thing that's not about this one that's not the best is that I have no healing items. I mean, not none, but not much. And if I get hit by Mithrix, well, I'm screwed, I think. Or if I die, like right now. Man. Oh, dodge this hit. Okay, we got the resets on that Chimera. Sorry guys, haven't been able to look that frequently. But I really want to make sure I get this boss, or at least try to survive. Okay, let's put the eccentric vase down. Okay, there. Oh no. Dude, what? I went through the vase! Can I get hit in that or something?
Welcome back. Now you're caught up to my predicament. In hindsight, Bandit was most definitely the character who suffered the most from me not having all the unlocks. If I got the other alternate fire, a ranged version of what I was using, and the other ultimate, and infinitely stacking damage on the ability per stage when it kills an enemy, I can easily see that I would achieve it so much quicker. Enemies on later stages would die easier. I'd be putting myself in less dangerous situations, and the moon would feel a lot less oppressive. And so I'm now in limbo, a never-ending cycle of the 5 stages of grief. Just watch. Denial.
I still have no clue how am I gonna kill these Lemurians. Oh, great, I'm dead. I don't know what I was supposed to do there. I could not kill those things. There were 5 just next to me.
Anger.
Proc tougher times, and then stand here with fungus. Yeah, okay. I love this this Chimera so much. It's so fun to play against. Oh yeah, look at that. That's really fun to play against, isn't it?
Bargaining.
Is that another tougher times printer? Okay, well, 3rd time's the charm, right? Let's just do it. There we have 16 theirs now. Surely now I don't take any damage. So I need to focus on, yeah, see, now I get the shield. Okay, I'm at 1 HP, but I'm good. I'll be back to full. Never mind, because I landed in fire.
Depression.
Or if I die, like right now. Man. How do I just die, like, always?
And acceptance.
Okay, let's go. Okay, I'm gonna take some damage here, but I'm gonna heal up. Completely fine. Okay, here he comes again. Drops down. And maybe I should, maybe I'm doing it wrong because I'm not, going up close to get my focus crystal off. It's just I'm afraid to kind of go close. In case he, I don't know, pulls out some one-shot maneuver that he was been hiding this entire time. Okay, and there we go. Second phase. Okay. I can attack, or at least I tried to attack Mithrix there. Okay, there he goes. Now I need to watch out for, when he does his, spin. He's gonna dash into me here. And then hit. Okay, and now I need to look out for it. There we go, there's one. I'm gonna have to go invis here because I'm afraid of these things. Yeah, okay, we're good. We'll survive the first one. That's good at least. I don't like the position I'm in with all these enemies. I think there's gonna be one more time where he does it. Maybe two. Alright. Let's go. Again. Oh, that was the end. Okay, never mind. I thought that was, there's gonna be a bit more. Oh! Okay. That could have been scary. I could have died right there. Alright, can I burst him down before he does his thing? There we go. Okay, nice. Phase is done. Now it's just, trying to not die in the last phase here. Okay, I need to go actually pick up all my drones. Or maybe I should do that once I've gotten the squid turret. Oh, actually, no. Let's, make sure I survive here. Okay, I can go in, do a bunch more damage. And now I'm just gonna see if I could kill it with my R. Oh, please don't die. He's gonna die, isn't he? Yeah, I didn't get the achievement. That's unlucky. What? I beat Mithrix. I think it's a good thing. I mean, okay. It's still possible that I die and then get revived and then die again, though. It's still possible. Okay. Bandit Mastery as Bandit beat the game on Monsoon. Let's go! That's crazy.
And so, that concludes my story with Bandit. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I have. Bandit was rough, but I had learned so much from him. Every single character I played from here on out needed Bandit's information to succeed. And succeed, I did. Well, except on...
Huntress is hypothetically the easiest character with the fact that she doesn't aim, but by combing through the stats you find that she boasts the lowest HP and HP growth per level. If anything simply looks at her badly, she falls over and dies. To combat this, she revolves around using her utility to dodge and kite. Even simple movements like sidestepping and standing still at key points are important to minimize damage taken. Using her auto-lock on her primary single bow shots and boomerang, you don't need to worry about if a shot is going to hit or not. This allows you to hone in on moving and watching enemy projectiles. The one thing that you might need to worry about is her ultimate and the placement of it. But even that you can use as a repositioning tool rather than damage. Her HP is not the only difficulty. Items, as we've talked about, are important on all characters, but this is even more the case for Huntress. Huntress has the lowest DPS output in the game. Just comparing the numbers to a similar character like Commando, it's very obvious. It's meant to be a compensation for you hitting all your shots, but unlike other characters where you can play better and even play across the map, Huntress, you can only shoot things within 60 meters, which is not that far in the grand scheme of things. And you can only damage with what you are given. You have a set amount of attack speed, and you can only target one enemy at a time. The items you get make or break a good run, and more often than not, I was happy with my Huntress gameplay. I thought that no matter what I was given, I was able to use to its fullest. But at the same time, she's the second character you unlock, so she's not meant to be complex. And with what I've learned from prior survivors, the game felt easier. But that still didn't change that you can die from literally anything. Having a good run? Die. Having a bad run? Die. Having a chill run? Die. Would I use to change the color of sheep in Minecraft? Die. With Huntress, it didn't matter what you accomplished. One misstep, and it was all over. Back to square one.
Right now, I didn't even check. 26 minutes, so yeah. I'm pretty satisfied with it. I need to see if I can kill a lot of enemies. So, or just get one shot. That's also a thing that I can do. Okay, I'm gonna have to run here. What was killing me? Okay, here it comes. Oh crap. Okay, we're good for now. Holy! I'm just gonna run. Yeah, we're not doing anything right now. We're just gonna hide. I have fungus, and I'd like to use it, if possible. Oh wait, did he jump into the air? Oh, please don't tell me he jumped into the air and came down. Let's see. Oh, he did. Okay. I dashed into it. That's unfortunate. I died there. I'm also not gonna lie. I got the most insane items ever. I got 2 yellow items. I got a printer to give me charged perforator, and then I got Tesla coil and hardlight afterburner. Like, I'm going to lose this. I know that. Like, it's somehow going to happen, and then it's gonna be proof that I'm the worst player to ever play this game. Okay. All right. The roly-polies are spawning, so let's just try and see if I can deal with them before he does this. Yep, there we go. Okay, we're good. Because, it's kind of like the weird one where it's like, oh crap. Where, I need items to make them good. Or, like, to actually use them. Wait, what? That still goes off? Okay, that's kind of stupid. He died, and the move still went off. Okay, let's put my R there. Okay, I got Topaz Brooch, which I don't know how good that is, but we have it. Okay, I feel like getting close to him is going to be really cringe to try and do. Okay, we have tri-tips again. I don't have any of the items that make me broken right now. Dude! Yeah.
This is what I mean when I say I succeeded on every other character except Huntress. It doesn't matter what I learned if the second I made a mistake, it's over for me. I had to play perfectly, or at least something close to that. I had the tools at my disposal, but it's not like I could spam it. I had the wave clear, but only at certain points. I had damage, but only if I was close enough. I did not have the HP. What I had to do was pull off a perfect run. But don't forget that little bit of luck. It might be just as, if not more, important.
I fight Mithrix now. This thing. I feel like I'm gonna get one shot on stage 4 just like last time, even if I do make it past stage 3. Yeah, I think my 2 AP rounds, or 3 AP rounds. Yeah, no wonder I'm doing so much damage. Literally, the AP rounds are doing so much. Okay, so he's gonna dash here at some point. No? Okay, I thought he was going to, but I guess not. Okay. I have 70 stacks of bleed on him, holy. Almost 100. Please come on, die before. Okay, let's go. Alright. Just need to beat this phase now. Alright, thank you, I hope so. I missed my ult! Oh no. Okay, I'm just gonna run. I'm gonna run, man! Okay. We're fine, we're fine. Just pop my ult down, I have shield gen. I have my healing drone now, okay. Okay! I'm just gonna keep using my ult. I'm gonna get hit, but I have my med kit, right? Yes, I do. And my healing drone. Okay, I think it's finally done. Yeah, that wasn't close. Yeah, that wasn't close. Yeah, that was not even close. What am I saying?
Call it luck, call it calculated. I'm done with Huntress whether you like it or not. Yeah, I may have survived in the single digits more than once, but who's counting, really? Thankfully, Multi has some of the highest HP, but although his damage stat is lower than average, but when his literal machine gun shoots 12 bullets per second, it's hard to complain. His ultimate can really be called a not-so-ultimate ability, as he can swap his guns. So my second gun, or second loadout, will contain the rebar gun, or sniper rifle. This is what I'll be using to defeat the flying enemies. He is such a good character, and while his secondary and utility do exist, I swear you could remove these skills and he would still be an amazing survivor. Although I don't play him much, I got his skin first try. We haven't done a checkup in a while, so let's see where we're at in terms of survivors. Huh. 3 more to go. It really feels like I blitzed through the second half. As we completed more and more survivors, it helped reduce the time it took to complete every subsequent survivor. But that's not going to remain the case. Here we have 1 character that I've been dying to play, and 2 that I will explain when we get there. And as we receive Artificer, we're here. I guess it's time. The character that, without a doubt, I had been dreading to play the most from the very beginning. I knew it was not going to be easy. You can even hear my reaction once she was chosen.
Artificer. I'm not. This is the one that I was afraid of for the entire time. Yeah, because I'm not looking forward to do this. Like, she's fun, but she's gonna be so hard to do this on, I feel.
This character is like the mage of Risk of Rain 2. Her primary is like Bandits, where she shoots her fireballs individually and then reloads them. Her secondary charges up and fires this large ball of energy. Her utility places this ice wall down that freezes enemies, and if they walk into it, it adds an execute threshold, and her ultimate will launch her into the sky. If you hold down the jump key, she will passively glide down. Cool abilities, right? They're even high damaging, so what's the issue? It's one word: cooldowns. It doesn't matter how much damage you do. Hey, let's assume they even one-shot them. It still takes forever to clear waves, which is her main issue. I'm actually, in contrast, not worried about Mithrix at all. Yeah, I think it would be difficult to hit him with my slow-moving abilities, but when I'm flying 10,000 feet above him, I don't think he's hitting me at all. Not to mention, the execute works on him. It's great for us. But the main problem is getting there. No point in explanations. I'll just show you. Oh, it seems like I won. The gameplay kind of just looked like this. I think I vastly underestimated how good her flying was. I expected myself to be an easy target, especially in the later levels, to be shot down. But a good chunk of enemies were not able to reach me, and those who could, I simply focused them first. She ended up being really fun, and I'm glad I was able to try her out like this. And so, there are now 2 characters left: Captain and Acrid. One of these I've played a ton, on par with Rex, with how much I love them. I've been waiting the entire time to get them. The other, I have tried maybe once or twice in my life because I find their kit, for lack of a better word, boring. As I do this last roll, I don't know what I'm hoping for, just for it all to be over soon. But Captain, the survivor you unlock by finishing the game on any difficulty, my second to last character I will play as to unlock their skin. The one that I know is going to give me issues and be a barrier to the end is up next. His primary fires a shotgun that can be held down to reduce its spread. The damage remains the same, just the spread can be turned into hit scan similar to Commando. His secondary, it stuns enemies and it says it does damage, but holy garbage does it do nothing. It stops on the first enemy hit, and you can bounce it off stuff for it to be more potent, but look at this. You're not hitting this. His utility drops some lasers from the sky after a brief delay. You are required to use the 3 within a short time frame before it goes on cooldown. And the defining ability, the ultimate, he can summon down these beacons, once each per level. You can only bring 2 types. Initially, I brought the healing beacon and shock beacon. Although they can only be used once, they stay planted in the spot for the rest of the stage. For this reason, I prefer to use it during the boss stage, because the other thing I didn't mention is that it does a nice chunk of damage when it initially lands. The heal beacon gives me a lot of sustain, so most of the time I just sit inside of it, and the shock beacon will permanently stun whatever is inside. His passive also, for some reason, is an item that will shoot down projectiles from enemies. And the definition of projectile is very loose. If you buy drones, they also get this bonus, so why is he hard? I've said these words so many times, so maybe you can spot the reasons why. You ready? Let's go!
Okay, I think I should probably go back to that large chest and use my recycling drone on it. I mean, I guess I'll take Deathmark. I still need Chrono Ball. Oh, I had Recycler. Probably should have recycled. I'd also like to kill these stuff first. And then open that chest, and then we can leave. Not chest, terminal. I'll take the band. Oh, okay, I'm just getting one shot, yeah. Okay, what is this army I am dealing with? Okay, I actually feel Aurelianite might be a fine to take care of once or make her vulnerable to attack. Alright, here we go. Because I think my bleed might be able to be stacked up pretty high. Oh no, I'm just dead. I was expecting to die there. I don't even know how I go about doing this. I think I go that way to down. This isn't like Huntress where I can easily dodge things. I'm gonna be slowly running, so I think I have to stand my ground no matter what. Oh, yeah, just got sent into the air. Yeah, I'm sprinting. You can see the lines. This is me trying to sprint. I mean, like, I can clear these chimeras so easily, though. Oh, goodbye. You can see the lines. It's just Captain's kind of mobily challenged. I'm almost to the first pillar. Let's go. It took me 3 minutes to get here. Okay. I mean, one thing spawned in. I clear them, so the only thing that's just gonna be it's just gonna be annoying. I don't think it'll be hard unless, yeah, one spawns behind me, like what is happening right now. But I still have a healing drone, and I have my foreign fruit, so I'm not too worried, actually. Oh? I didn't realize there was a thing there. Okay. I'm popping foreign. I'm just dead. Because I get slowed, and I have nowhere to hide. Okay. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do what I want to do, I don't think. But what I mean is, it's gonna be a bit hard to hit Mithrix. Wait, what do these things not destroy? It destroyed a shockwave there. Oh, you know, I should also put down a healing thing somewhere. Maybe like right here. Yeah, I'm actually just gonna stand in my healing zone. I think that's the best thing I can do. As long as I don't get one shot like I almost did there. Okay, yeah, but I'm fine, I'm fine. Okay, there we go. Oh, I actually, like, even though, like, I knew it was coming, I just wasn't expecting it at that time. Even though it was, you know, just probably going to happen at that time. Oh, I might take damage, yeah. But I think I heal up. Oh, holy. Not as much healing as I would have liked to have done. Thank you, thing for, what is it, my microbots for clearing the... No! Oh, I couldn't heal.
Captain got close to pushing me to the edge. He may not have gotten as much playtime as the others, but he drove my pressure through the roof very quickly. Let's start checking things off the list. If you guessed something along the lines of no mobility, that was one of the options. Unlike Engineer, where he had his turrets to tank, and Bandit, where you could go invisible, Captain solely relied on his projectile destruction to survive. But he had no protection against melee. A lot of them can be much faster than me, like the Elder Lemurian and Parents. I found that the item Chronobauble a necessity on him, as it slows enemies on hit. The second issue was that DPS was also low. This is the second answer. A lot of my damage came from the lasers that dropped from the sky, at least early on. When I got items, my shotgun did hold its own, but until then, it was a waiting game to play around my lasers. The last thing that I will cover that I changed was my ultimate. The shock beacon had its uses, but I found it stalled the game rather than actually helped me, so I swapped over to the hacking beacon to speed things up. It, after a brief period, will unlock everything within its radius. This is especially important for stage 4, in which 2 of the stages contain a legendary chest, which is normally incredibly expensive. The third stage variation I can get for stage 4 still has a guaranteed legendary item, but it's a second boss I have to kill by activating these eggs. Meaning, if I got this stage, I deemed my hacking beacon useless. I could go on and on about each problem, but at some point I started to imagine, what if the problem was me? Every other survivor, I persevered and made it to the end, but Captain, maybe it wasn't meant to be. He was my final hurdle, my last step. The end was in sight. I thought I brought down the ceiling enough for me to reach it. But what if the goals I set for myself were still too lofty? All these issues were just a mental block that were set in stone from the second I booted this game up. What if Captain was my downfall? As I pondered these questions, one stood out in front of them all. Was this as far as I go? You already know the answer, don't you? You know that I can't stop. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The deaths, they fuel me. The more I die, the more I yearn to reach the end. The mental block,
I will shatter that shield if I have to. You have watched me overcome every single trial that has been thrown towards me, and what stands before me is practically the ending obstacle. There is no chance I will be throwing in the towel at this point. Captain, you've been a rough one, but mark my words, it can take a week more, it can take a month more, it can take a year more. But no matter what, I will be seeing that end screen. I am going to get that unlock, and nothing you do can stop me.
With Captain completed, we loop back around to my other favorite character, Acrid. His abilities aren't important because we beat it first try. And even though she's not a real character, I threw in Heretic just for the heck of it. With that, we have unlocked all the base character skins for Risk of Rain 2. It's done. Now, at the beginning I said I would have completed Risk of Rain 2. That was kind of a lie. I never planned on doing the rest of Eclipses, so I got you there, but at the same time, I completed all I ever wanted. I did feel satisfied finishing it all, but the path getting there? Well, I don't know the word exactly, but it felt not good. And adding more modifiers to every character over time, I believe it would slowly drain the love I have of this game from me. I'm happy with what I've done, and I'll leave it at that. I never really got to show it, but at the end of each character's run, there's a single line to explain their future plans. And maybe it's kind of cringe, but I wanted to do one for myself as well, seeing as what I went through, I believe to be an ordeal. Here it is. And so, he left, finally conquering what plagued him. Thanks, Risk of Rain 2, but this isn't goodbye. I'll be back. Whether it's going for a quick solo run myself, praying you don't mess up the new DLC, or maybe, finally, I'll get some friends to play this game with. Thank you for an amazing game. See you later.